And we're recording. And I believe we're live as well, I
Yeah,
think.
I see us.
Okay, I'm just seeing a black screen.
Oh.
My own stream doesn't want to load for me. How cruel.
Nice. Twitch working perfectly.
As
Again, as
always.
usual.
I've been
Yeah.
having a lot of weird issues lately, though. I think maybe the new Windows 10 update messed me up or something. Like,
Uh,
I've been DCing
uh,
from League a lot, and occasionally, like, my Discord, I'll be typing a message, it'll just freeze, and I'll wait like 10 seconds, and the whole message will finish.
yeah.
And I'll
Huh.
have problems loading Firefox tabs. I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
It just happens suddenly to like everything at once. So I'm thinking Windows 10 update or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds likely. It's all I ever hear about Windows 10 is that updates ruin everything.
Yeah, it's like it'll update and then you have to wait for 2 updates for it to fix what it fucked up, and then the very
Yeah.
next update after that will destroy everything again.
Yeah.
I spent like 5 months with my audio bar not working. Like, you know when you
Oh.
just like the one at the bottom where you just click the
Hmm.
speaker and the audio bar comes up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work. I had to adjust all my audio to either my speaker audio control or my that has a control thing. It
Nice.
was
Way to go.
terrible. So,
Yeah.
I had a lot of audio issues with streaming then too because I couldn't tell
Hmm.
what was what. So, thankfully that's fixed. But yeah,
Yeah.
uh, it's not fixed.
What's not fixed?
The animation Devi doll.
Yeah.
You brought this up. We have to show it now. It's the
Okay.
trashiest thing. Okay. So, you want to tell the story?
Yeah, so this a news story just went up a little bit ago. That was just the Devi Doll staff apologized because they aired the wrong episode. 'Cause they sent episode 4 to the TV station instead of episode 3. So they had to go to Twitter and post multiple apologies.
Look at this animation.
Ooh,
Look at this
yeah,
incredible animation. God, the colors are painful too. It's so bright. It's very
yeah,
rainbowy and gay though, so that's at least nice.
yeah.
Uh,
There's something weird about their heads and their necks where like their shoulders and necks don't look like they should attach to their head. It's really weird.
it's a 4.29. Jesus.
Oh,
You
it's
know
real
what's the
bad.
scariest thing? This is a prequel. There's a series. There's a prequel to this, and a
Huh.
prequel to that. This is the third season of this.
Oh my god.
This is the third season.
Are they all this bad? Oh,
The others look like they're all in chibi form, which might actually work with that animation better.
mm,
Um,
well,
but it's also called Cochin Pao, which is like something different.
yeah.
I don't think it's Devi doll.
Well,
Like, so it
yeah.
looks like they're like some other form of idols in the first two, and then they were regular idols, and then they become devils
Uh,
in the third season or something. I don't.
huh.
I
That's
don't
weird.
know.
Yeah. The other two seasons are 4.3 and 4.5, so they are slightly better at least.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, so the other ones, they're mascot characters for a pachinko slot machine. Then they become devils at some point. I don't know what is the plot to this show.
Ugh.
This show is clearly just copying off topic. And they're
Mhm.
just copying the season where they go to hell.
Clearly.
Rooster Teeth should sue.
Yeah.
Uh, anyways, that's our fun sort of nonsense for
Yeah.
this week.
Our fun sort of news.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we do have more fun news, but not the
Yeah, we
next
do.
thing.
Yeah. This next thing, not fun, but it is big.
And
I feel
interesting.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of the biggest news thing this week is that Funimation and Crunchyroll are entering their partnership. So they're going to be separating soon at some point.
Hmm.
And kind of the other big part of this is that VRV, which owns Crunchyroll, is now going to have High Dive instead of Funimation,
Yeah.
which is probably a big boost for High Dive.
Yeah. Well, High Dive also is mainly dubs, which is what Crunchyroll
Hmm.
wanted with their partnership with Funimation in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be. We're probably going to see a lot less shows getting their subs on High Dive. They'll be going to Crunchyroll, but High Dive will probably be dubbing a lot more of the stuff that goes to Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Although they those two don't technically have the same kind of partnership that Crunchyroll and Funimation had. It's just
Hmm.
on Verve as like some anime bundle. But
Yeah.
and I think HiDive just launched that streaming app for like
Oh.
stream TVs. I think that just came out, so this is probably a really good boost for them to get popularity.
Hmm.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. They do say that
Yeah.
currently airing simulcasts and series that premiered during the partnership, like Attack on Titan, My Hero, still be available on Crunchyroll, and all the home releases will still go through Funimation. So,
Hmm.
I mean, that was always the case before. There was lots of shows that would get released by Funimation but still stream on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
We just won't ever. We'll see a lot less dubs, and I'm very curious about which shows are gonna drop off the series. They haven't announced yet.
Hmm.
It says they will soon, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. The big thing I think is Funimation recently was bought out by Sony,
Yeah.
so it
That.
sounds like Sony's moving to make their own streaming service for shows because
Yeah.
fucking why would we have singular like streaming through one site?
Hmm.
Why would people want that? Let's go back and just make internet the same way TV packages worked, where we all paid a shitload of money and fucking hated it. Eh,
Yeah.
people don't
Oh.
understand. Companies don't understand. They just want more money. It
Yeah.
sucks because it's gonna crash. I've seen articles and studies showing that people are going back to piracy more because
Hmm.
of everything like splitting into its own channels now.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind a few like Funimation, Crunchyroll, HiDive. We don't need any more anime.
Mm. Yeah.
Netflix picking up some. I would have said Netflix would be good, but the way they do their releases is trash. So no, it's bad.
Yeah.
Same with Amazon. At least Amazon isn't through the
I.
double paywall anymore, but it's still like, why are
Hmm.
you still picking up? You don't advertise it. Where do you expect to get the
I.
money back? Like, it doesn't
I.
make sense to me.
Yeah. I think Amazon might be getting out of anime, kind of, because I don't think they picked up anything new this season.
But they
So
picked
I
up
don't know.
stuff last season. After always
Yeah, but
dropping their anime strike, it doesn't make
yeah,
sense.
but I was saying they might be getting out of it now because
Yeah,
they're like
slowly.
just slow, like just slowly, quietly getting out of it.
Actually, look.
So if they're not getting anything new, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't anything. None of the stuff I looked at least was on Amazon, and it's impossible to go to Amazon to check that information
I can
because
go,
they
but
sort
only to
it really
Canadian.
poorly. It's like they're the on the American side at least, it's like impossible to just find a section of anime. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
You're right.
yeah, it's real bad.
I have a bunch of old stuff. Is
Yeah, they
boarding
still
school?
have.
Oh, boarding school Juliet is this season. They do have a few things. They have boarding
Oh,
school Juliet.
okay.
There's Eurodoku. I don't know if that's this season or not. But I'm pretty sure
Your
boarding school
Doku?
Juliet is this season. They
Yeah,
had
those
Banana
two are.
Fish, which
I think that's finishing up or just
yeah, wasn't
finished.
it
I
two
forget.
core? I thought it was two core, and it was just going
I,
into the second.
yeah, I think it is two core.
Yeah, there's an anime TV section. It's just kind of
Okay.
awkward to get to. Let me just pull up this. I'll pull up a list of this season, and I'll just
Hmm.
pull the Prime Video. This is Canadian too, by the way, so it might
Yeah.
differ. Stuff might
Yeah.
not be out yet. Like Happy Sugar Life took like 3-4 weeks before it showed up on here,
Oh
um,
wow.
which is why we didn't do it that one season.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go seasonal anime. This is fall, right? Let's see. Boarding
Sure.
School Juliet. They have that. Kurodoku this season?
I
Urazoku.
believe
Oh,
so.
they. It. I think. Wait, is this the same thing? The World in Colors.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Doku.
on Mal it's Urazoku. So I'm like, is this the
Yeah.
same thing? So yeah, they have Karakuri Circus too. So they have
Mm.
like 3 shows
Okay.
from this season, but they don't
Huh.
advertise any. Actually, they have even more. They're getting even more
Yeah.
into anime. They have like 4 shows this season.
Huh.
Because I'm pretty sure Seven Senses of Reunion is this season, right?
Is it? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's one
I
of
don't think I've heard
those.
that name.
uninspired, unoriginal shows. I could be wrong. Okay, I think I'm wrong about that one. I don't think that's this season.
Yeah.
But like,
God.
yeah. Why? Why? I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Dang.
At least most of their stuff eventually goes to a high dive as well.
Yeah, that has been good.
Because seriously, fuck Prime. Even if it's
Yeah.
a while later, it does give people like a chance to watch like Land of the Lustrous and Made in Abyss who don't want to get Prime because Prime is trash. I hate the fact that I have Prime, but I do.
Yeah. So yeah, this the news about high diving and added to VRV has made me think about picking up a VRV subscription. Since I already have, it's like I think getting that is cheaper than Crunchyroll and High Dive, and High Dive has stuff that I actually want to watch, and I need a subscription for.
High Dive is pretty cheap. It's only like $4.
Yeah, but it's still cheaper than having Crunchyroll and High Dive.
How much is
to just get VRV? It's like 10 a month or.
Oh yeah, I mean Crunchyroll's 10 already, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll probably be doing that. So yeah, then I'll be able to catch up on all the good High Dive shows. Like Bloom Into You and Review Starlight.
Yeah, don't forget Release the Spice.
Yeah, that too. I'll check that out.
I haven't seen this week's episode yet. I fell behind.
Oh, dang.
Which means I'll never watch it again because I can't watch shows if I ever stop. I get so anxious watching shows and I don't understand why. It's the same with reading books and playing games. If I hit a point where I start feeling anxious, I just stop.
Yeah.
Like, I need to watch stuff with people. That's one of the reasons I like doing this is I at least get through 2 shows a season, even if they aren't from that season.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so our last piece of news, Godzilla gets an official constellation from NASA, although NASA also said we don't actually control space, so like it's not technically official, but I mean, who else? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, it's spitting a heat ray, and I believe it's in, yeah, gamma ray constellation. Yeah, it's Godzilla.
This is very silly.
Yeah, I believe they gave some other people too. Like I think Hulk got one too, and some other stuff, but they're not anime. Godzilla's anime.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty wild. We have Space Godzilla. It's happening.
Yeah.
Space.
Nice.
All right, so. Yeah, that's about all we have for news, so.
Yeah, it's a pretty slow week this week.
Yeah, well, there was a ton of announcements kind of for, like, voice actors for shows or stuff, but it was none of the shows we really are that interested in, so.
Yeah.
Eh.
Like, speaking of shows you're interested in, have you been watching any shows that you're interested in this week?
I actually have.
Oh.
I haven't watched too many shows. I read a lot of manga again. None of the stuff I own because I'm an idiot, but...
Yeah. Nice.
So I watched episode 3 of Tonari no Kyuketsuki-san, or The Neighborhood Vampire. This vampire lives in my neighborhood. And it's very cute. It's definitely picked up its pace and gone more on pace. The first episode was slow, but it's getting real good now.
Yeah.
The humor's picking up. It's having some fun with itself.
Cool.
I remember why I liked the manga so much.
Yeah. That's good.
The opening for the show is so gay too. Like, you can't say this isn't a gay show because it's a very gay show.
Oh yeah, it is. Very.
Yeah. The vampire stuffs her coffin full of like cute girl dackies to the point she can't even get in herself. That's how gay she is. But
yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a sucker for gay shit and vampires, so here we are.
Yeah.
I also watched episode 3 of Bloom Into You.
Yeah.
Because I love the manga. It's doing a pretty darn good job at adapting it so far, I think.
Cool.
It doesn't feel like it's missing any of its beats or anything. and I'm curious where it's gonna end, because it seems to be going sort of fast, but also not as fast as I would like. Trying to think of how fast it has to go to get to like the major resolution. Not the major
Hmm.
resolution, but there's a big point in Volume 5 at the end of it, right before Volume 6. I think
Yeah.
Volume 6 or 7 is probably going to be the last volume. Although Volume 6 is coming on, they haven't announced it to be last, so probably 7 or 8 will probably be the last
Yeah.
volume for it, just because of something that happens in 5 that's like so big. I
Hmm.
don't know how they can top it, but I mean they might. I mean if you look at like Girlfriends, they get together and then there's like another 2 volumes after of them dealing with it.
Yeah.
So
True.
there might be like a couple of volumes of that, so it might go on to like 10 or 11 still, but I'm
Yeah.
guessing they'll try to adapt up to 6. And I don't know if it'll go with the manga, what happens, or the anime, we'll see. Because they might do an
Hmm.
original so it can wrap it up, or they might leave it open and have a second season possibly in the future. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good. I love the opening. The imagery in it's beautiful. There's just one weird thing at the very end of the opening where like they turn into these plant versions of themselves and they have these weird masks on. I'm like, this looks like something out of a fucking horror show. This is scarier than all of the Junji Ito collection combined. Why is this in a Yuri?
Wow.
What the fuck is this? And it's just like this one, like 2 second scene, like a still. I'm like, this is fucking. Let me pull this up for y'all. Let me pull this. Oh wait, it's on High Dive, not Crunchyroll. Let me get this scene. I'll talk about something else for a bit while I find this scene. So
Hmm.
the other thing I watched one more thing. Uh, I hung out with friends and we binge watched Gatman Crowds, which is one of the shows I stopped watching because of anxiety. But I went back, I watched like all of it. It's fantastic. I love it. The only issue is the ending's super anticlimactic.
Hmm.
Like the second last episode, the first half is a clip show, and then it
Oh.
doesn't show the major like resolution at the end, only in the director's cut.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but apparently the Sentai release is not the director's cuts. We just kind of sat there like, what the fuck just happened? It just like skips this part, and it's like, wait, what?
Huh.
I had been
That's weird.
spoiled too, which is part of the reason I didn't finish it. But like, I kept waiting for the spoiled scene to show up, and it
Hmm.
didn't. I do want to watch season 2. I'm curious. Sentai's been putting out like for 2 season shows, like the 2-in-1s, and I'm curious if they'll do that, and if they do, if they'll add the director's cut. So I'm gonna hold off buying season 2 because I bought season 1 on Blu-ray. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna hold off buying season 2 until they do a 2-in-1 and see if that'll come with the director's cut. Because it's so weird not having that scene. It might have been in extras and I didn't notice it, or I was on the wrong disc to check. But I don't know. It was. I don't
Yeah.
think it did. Actually, let me give me a second. I can pull out
Okay.
the case and double check this.
Mm.
Possibly. Wait, where? I don't know where it is. Wait.
Oops.
Put it somewhere. There it is. Okay. Oop. I don't know if anyone heard that. Let's see. Extras.
Hmm.
Extras. Special features. Clean opening animations. Clean closing animations. Yeah, it's just straight up no on here. I wonder if
Oh.
this release came out before the director's cut scene, but
Hmm.
it was really weird. It threw us both off for a bit, but besides that's really good. It has such a fantastic soundtrack. One of its best parts is um, the design work.
Yeah.
Like everything in it is designed so well. There's like just one time like characters you see once that look like they could be a main character of any show
Huh.
and stuff like that. And it's really cool. Um, yeah, I really love the like mech sort of transformations. They really feel that 80s kind of look that they're supposed to be like, because it's a reboot of an 80s like Super Sentai anime, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, it's super good. It's super cute. One of the cool things about it is kind of the way they have gender in the show. There's a lot of characters that kind of don't describe super to gender, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't really like they'll comment on it and stuff, but they don't make a huge point. Like there's a character who cross dresses pretty much the whole time, except it's ambiguous. And while they say like, yeah, he's a boy, they also don't. He never says himself sorry. And it's like maybe he's trans, maybe he's gender fluid. We don't really know. There's another
Yeah.
character that they never say the gender of. They always say he because the Japanese language, right? Very
Mm-hmm.
gendered. You have to use genders. But there's like a scene where he's like, "Oh, don't touch my breast," and he's very flamboyant. Like he's obviously supposed to be gay. And the one time they address it is a villain saying like, "Oh, you queer" or something, and then he
Huh.
fucks the villain up. But spoilers. But like,
That's good.
it's not like they just exist. Like that's it. It's not like this huge special thing. It's just these characters and these people exist in this world, and
Yeah.
it's nice because of that.
Cool.
So yeah, that was one of the cool things about it.
So, this show, do you think you need to like watch the other Gotcha Man
The
series
original,
for?
no,
Because I know it's
not at all.
okay. Okay. Also, I'm hearing a echo of myself off of you.
Oh, wait,
I don't know. After you oh god.
do you hear it now?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's fixed.
Yeah, I just squeezed my headset mic, the
Oh.
connector, closed a bit more because it wasn't
Okay.
echoing for me. Okay, I got to that scene
Huh.
2 from Bloom and Q. So this is just from the
Oh,
opening.
alright.
Just watch this. Just watch this. Right? It's like really pretty, and then
Mm-hmm.
this fucking thing. Look at this. This looks like it's some kind of
What?
fucking horror. Look at these masks.
That is weird.
It's so bizarre. It doesn't fit the tone or theme or
Huh.
anything else in the show. Like,
That's really
it
strange.
feels like they're trying way too hard to be like symbolic, but it's shit.
Yeah.
Because like the whole time too, they're showing like the flowers beside them because it's like blooming to you, right? And
Yeah.
beside this girl, they're all in bloom, and beside this girl, they're all withered and dead, too.
Mm.
Which makes some other scenes look really kind of horror. Like just like all of the dead plants hanging around her and stuff. It's like, wait a
Mhm.
second, this doesn't look
That's
like.
really weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyways, can't show too much of that.
Yeah.
We get flagged, but
Huh.
yeah. So that's Blooming Q. So I've still got some manga though,
All right.
because I actually read a ton, as I
Cool.
mentioned. If this will load back to my profile so I can see what the heck I read. So, because I'm bad at remembering. I read like 3 or 4.
Mhm.
Oh. Because I just marked them complete, it doesn't up that each one is reading. I forgot about that.
Mm. Oh, right.
Anyways, I read a few chapters of A Transmigration Vampire, Tensei Kyuketsuki-san. The
Mhm.
one where they're like in another world, reborn as a vampire. Uh, they're picking up a harem at this point
Oh.
and stuff, but the main girl who the first introduced to is still gone. They had one like flashback to her. I was like, okay, please bring
Hmm.
her back. She was nice. What? Like, it's so weird to me. It's like this weird series. I have to get away, and then it's just like, fuck it. Don't need this character. Like, I should be alone. Hey, everyone, come hang out. It's weird. It's gone.
Hmm.
It's kind of etchy too. I don't know how to feel about it. I just keep reading it, hoping the other girl comes back. That's all I care about at this point. It's like, bring the other girl back and let them be gay. Damn it.
Yeah.
Um, besides that, I think I mentioned a few weeks ago I read a manga about. Oh wait, I actually did read more of that manga, so I should just bring up that one.
Oh.
Ani no Yome to
Mhm.
Kurashitemasu, or Aniyomi. It's about an orphan girl whose older brother died, and she's living with his wife,
Oh.
and she's in love with her dead brother's wife.
Mhm.
And it's really awkward because it's dealing with that, but then also dealing with the fact that like she clearly still loves her brother and
Mhm.
stuff, and like there's like all this tension between them both trying to like support each other, but the other one thinking the other one's trying too hard, and they want to like be able to take care of themselves while supporting the other. So like they're kind of both have the exact same opinion but can't see it because they're trying to like care about the other one too much.
Mhm.
But it's angsty and it's good. And then I found another manga which was the exact same. So straight down to almost the character designs too. So this other manga I found, Tato
Mhm.
Todokanu Ito da Toshitemo, is this love that won't reach, secret crush on my sister. Not technically her sister, but it's another character who falls in love with her brother's sister, but this time the brother's not dead. It's almost the
Oh.
exact same, just the brother's alive this time, except the brother's kind of a piece of shit, and he might be cheating. We're not sure.
Oh.
And the,
Hmm.
the sister has realized at this point, or the brother's wife has realized at this point that the girl likes her too. So it's like angstier. This one's very different though in the fact that there's really strong side characters. Well, the other one is focused mainly on the sister and her and how they like are struggling through losing the brother. This one has a lot of focus on these side characters and their own relationship stories.
Yeah.
Like there's one girl who fell in love with like one of the other teachers, a nurse, and the nurse had to leave because of other stuff. I won't spoil why, but she's like, there's a hole in my heart, and she's trying to like fill it. The one girl, so she keeps having like one night stands and stuff, but she won't get in a relationship. And there's like
Oh.
some serious stuff about her, but she's like this really weird, kind of over the top, goofy truant girl, but she's also like really smart and also really introspective and gives
Mhm.
them a lot of good advice. She's a really neat character. I really like her. And then there's this other girl who like doesn't understand romance and doesn't really like it, but there's this other girl who likes her enough and comes by so much she gets to the point where it's like it's weird not having you around. Like I can't imagine living without you around, but I can't
Mhm.
say if I like you, so they're kind of in a pseudo relationship and there's stuff on that. So it's really interesting the different other relationships in it as well, not just the main one.
Yeah.
There's sometimes one will go on about the other and then jump to one of the others and it's like go back to the main. I want to know what's happening with the main. Come on, which is the downside there. But yeah, it was weird. I found two manga that are the exact same. Just one the brother's dead, one he's alive. That's like the biggest difference.
That's
So
weird.
yeah.
Huh.
Uh, but yeah. I also read all of Shuden Niwa Keishimasu, which is just a
Mhm.
Yuri anthology. It was good. It was cute. Bunch of cute girls. Um,
Oh.
I actually have to go to my manga page and go to completed because I read a few of these, but they're not showing up on read because I just marked them complete. So
Uh,
I also read all of the Raining Song anthology, which is
oh.
also good and cute. More, more cute girl, more Yuri. I was on a Yuri binge.
Yeah.
Was Show Majo this week or last?
Was
This
the
one
what?
was last week. This was
Ah.
did I talk about this one last week? The Winter
Should I
War
imagine?
one?
I don't think you did.
Oh, did I forget to talk about this? Oh my god. So, Shoi Majo is about the Winter War, the Finnish Russian war, following
Oh.
Simo Haya, but she's a hot girl. It's awful. It's trash, and there's a sequel, and I'm contemplating reading the sequel.
Oh, jeez.
But like, it's so bad. It's
That sounds kind of terrible.
it is. But yeah, I thought I talked about this last week. Oh my god.
Huh.
Oh, I forgot I read this. Boy, I don't think the sequel's been translated yet fully, but once it is, I might go read it. It's only 2 volumes, but yeah, Simo Haya. Could you imagine being like the deadliest sniper in history, like
Mhm.
fighting to the death for your country to save your like well, what you consider saving your common man,
Mhm.
surviving it all, having your face blown apart, surviving that, living until you're like 90, passing away, and then having some random person in another country draw you as a cute girl. Like that is the dream. That's what I want. I want to be famous just so people make like weeb girls of me. Like I want to be famous enough to show up in a Fate spin-off. That's my life goal.
It's a good goal to have.
Yeah. Fuck it. I don't know what I'd be famous at though. Like that's the thing. What can you get famous
Oh,
at
yeah.
this day and age? It'll stick and people will talk about you years later.
Oh, I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah. There's so many famous people now. It's
Mm,
not really likely.
yeah.
Just become like a dictator like Putin. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Flawless plan.
Sorry, he's not a dictator. He gets elected every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
yikes. Anyways,
yeah.
I think that's about it. That's about it for
Cool.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. I have been watching some stuff this week. I've not read any stuff lately, though.
Alright.
So, yeah, I should get back to that. I have a lot of stuff to catch up on. But yeah, I did watch quite a lot of stuff this week, actually. So first off, I decided that, I didn't have enough weird stuff in my life, so I wanted to watch Serial Experiments Lane again, which
Yeah, I
is such
saw,
a fantastic show. I like
saw
that
you
show a
tweeting
lot.
about that. If you
Yeah.
still want weird stuff, I suggest
Yeah.
Alien 9. It's only 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's
I'll
real
probably check
fucking
that out.
weird.
Yeah. Alright. I like the weird stuff. But yeah, oh, I love Lane so much. It's a really cool show. It's really bizarre and super stylish and has great music. Yeah, but I forgot like just how dark it is because there's actually a lot of suicide in that show.
Yeah.
I was like, oh right, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I understood it better this time because it's one of those shows that the first time you watch it, you don't really fully understand what all happens because it's so like unclear what's real and what's not real. But yeah. Now I need to go find a synopsis of the video game that they made out of it because apparently someone made a video game.
Is that the Nightmare Fabrication that won't load? Oh, here it is. No,
No,
there's a full
there's
color manga.
huh.
A one shot.
Interesting. I guess I need to find that to read
Of
it then.
It's a bonus story, which
Huh.
isn't related to either the anime or the PS game. But it
Yeah.
shows characters who were included in the PS game but not in the TV series.
Huh.
Hmm.
Interesting.
But also determining characters from the anime who didn't appear in the video game, so kind of like, I guess, is the crossover between the two of them.
Yeah.
You know.
Huh, I'll have to. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say what you were saying about actually being real dark. I've
Mhm.
never been able to watch this show. I've never been able to get to it. It's just one of those ones I can't.
Yeah.
I
That makes
could
sense.
maybe if like I was bundled up and with like someone and like could
Mhm.
turn it off at any point
Yeah.
and just
I
like
get that. Yeah, that's totally understandable. It's definitely not for everybody. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. And
I'm not good at edgy,
yeah.
grim, dark stuff usually. Sometimes when in the mood I can get through it, but
Mhm.
never gone through lane.
Yeah. I will say for Lane, once you get through the start, it lays off the dark stuff. Like it just gets really like surreal after that. But then it does get dark again near the end. So, but that middle there's a couple episodes in the middle where it's pretty light on that stuff. Yeah. Then another show I watched this week was I started watching Planet With.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
How
I
far in are
got
you?
like I think 5 episodes.
Oh shit, you're past me.
Yeah.
I'm still only
So-
2. I need to get back.
Yeah, that's a weird show.
Catvor,
Yeah.
the Catvor mecha. Yeah. If you're looking for weird stuff, this was a good choice.
Yeah. It's like I like parts of it, but I also kind of don't like parts of it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just weird.
Yeah. I there was it in the first 2 episodes. It seemed like they were going to do this thing where it's like, oh, you don't know who's really the good guys and who's like being manipulated. But then like in episode 3, they throw out the window and like, oh no, it's pretty obvious who is actually good here.
I mean, I think it was pretty obvious pretty early on, but
Yeah. I mean, it did seem like it was going to be obvious,
Yeah.
but I still felt like they could have gone either way with it. But
Yeah.
then they
Like,
just go, nope.
that's one of the things I did like about the beginning was how they kept it,
Hmm.
like, oblivious, but I do like, too, that even when it becomes, like, even though it's kind of obvious, both
Yeah.
sides, it's not obvious for those sides. They still think they're on the
Hmm.
right side, a lot of the
Yeah.
characters. So you do
Yeah.
still have these clashing, like, views of we're in the
Hmm.
right, no, we're in the right type.
Yeah.
So that doesn't go away, luckily.
Hmm. The, there's one other thing that has bothered me so far is that the main character has amnesia, and
Yeah.
then he suddenly starts remembering things, but like they don't tell you what he's remembering.
Mm-hmm.
At least not right away, and so like he starts doing stuff based on what he's remembering, and you're just like, well, I guess I just have to kind of go along with this. And I really hate it when shows do this of like,
Well,
yeah, they're like, we're gonna just withhold information from the viewer, even though everyone in the show knows
don't
what's going
don't
on.
they show you the memory though?
They're like, it's like super brief, and it's unclear what's happening.
No, I
It's like
thought it was
you get like
kind
a
of
vague
clear.
idea of what's happening, but like not entirely. You don't get all the details right away.
Yeah, but I thought that was what he remembered. Like he only remembers it vaguely, but that's enough for him to move off of. Like he's a kid, he's impulsive.
Hmm.
Even if that's all he
I don't know.
remembers, because
I guess.
I was almost expecting him to like remember more near the
Hmm.
end. That like, oh wait, this isn't actually what happened. Kind of like
Yeah.
remember the bit more past where you see, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, wait, there was more. I've been fucking up or something.
Mm.
But
Because yeah, the thing I remember is like the dragon destroying the city, right?
yeah.
Or like the planet or whatever, and like in like a couple episodes later, he then talks about how like there's all these other details that they just don't show.
Oh, did they
It's
talk
like, oh,
about?
there's
Oh.
yeah, it's like, oh, there's also this thing happened and this thing, and it's like, wait,
Mm,
what?
yeah, it'd be nice if
It's
they did that. Uh,
yeah,
it probably shows more than the manga, which
probably.
I really hope gets licensed. I'm not sure if it will. The
Mm.
creator, though, does have a manga being licensed in English right now.
Oh,
Um, it's called Spirit Circle.
oh, never heard of that.
It's 6 volumes total. I think the fifth just came out. I'm not sure, but apparently it's super weird as well.
Mm-hmm.
Seven Seas of Publishing. I've been meaning to pick it up since I started watching Planet With, but I haven't gotten to
Oh,
it. So, but yeah,
cool.
if you want to watch more of this weird stuff,
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And, I also been keeping up with all my currently airing things.
hmm
I watched a new episode of Zombieland Saga, which was pretty good, except for they had a CG dance scene that looked really terrible.
I wonder if that was on purpose as a parody of idol CG dance scenes, because it could
Mm,
be. Knowing this show, that could be entirely purposeful,
yeah.
just as like a kind of fuck you.
Maybe I don't know. Like they didn't like. I feel like if you wanted to do that, then you would have to like say something about that, of like like find a way to work it into the dialogue of the show, because just having bad CG isn't a very good parody, because it just means you end up with bad CG.
You have bad CG for like 5 episodes, and then it gets better at one point. They're like, oh, now that we're like famous enough, our budget's increased or something.
Yeah.
Some
That could
line
be
like
it.
that.
Yeah. I think the reason it looks so bad is because the show has such like a distinct art style to it,
Mm.
and then when it goes to the CG, it's like a very more generic looking, and so it really clashes and stands out. It was real bad.
I feel like that's the biggest issue with CG. Actually, is just
Yeah.
it's not anime. It'll never look the same. So
Yeah.
it does look out of place, especially in, as you were saying, super stylized shows.
Mhm. Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, that was an enjoyable episode for that. That's a good show.
Mhm.
And then another good show is Double Decker. Although it's getting a little disappointing because, like, on one hand, I am liking it and enjoying it, but also they still haven't done much with Maxine.
Mm.
She had like a line in this show, in this episode, and it's just a bummer. I just want more Maxine. That's all.
I watched the first half of the first episode, but then had to do stuff, so I didn't finish
Oh,
it, and I never got back to it. But it's
nice.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I finished
it's
Gatchaman. I
interesting.
was like, I need more superhero stuff. I watched like half of it, and then like got a package and like, oh, what's this package? And it was a game, and I've been playing that game since and not watching
Nice.
anything. Yeah.
Nice one. But yeah. So yeah, they finally got into like the main story of the show now, because the first couple episodes were a lot of introductions and setup and stuff, and now they're really getting into the main thing of the show. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. But it also means that there's probably not going to be a Maxine focused episode, which is a bummer if true.
Well, there might be if she comes in to like
Yeah.
help save the day and stuff
Maybe.
into it.
It's just, it seemed like the beginning episodes were very dedicated to introducing the characters, and it seems like they're kind of moving on from that now. It's like the narrator even has a line at the end of the, not this episode, but the one before it. But like, okay, now that everyone's been introduced, we can move on, or something like that. So I don't know. I'm still holding out hope. I'll keep you informed.
I was gonna say, like, at least there'll be like fanfics about it. Then I realized, no, there's two hot boys as the leads. There's not gonna be any fanfiction about any of the female characters, even though it's like
Yeah.
what, 4 female characters and 2 guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. No, this is, it's just gonna be yaoi and nothing but.
Oh, dang.
Calling out fanfic writers right now.
Yeah.
No, you have that preference.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I also watched the new episode of Gridman, which is pretty good still. I don't know. This episode, it feels like they're starting to rush through things a bit, because it feels like certain moments didn't get enough time to breathe or to like work through things properly. Because there was like, they come up with this theory of like, oh, maybe the kaiju are actually people because Gridman is the main boy transforming into Gridman. Like, what if the kaiju are the same thing? And so then the kaiju shows up and he like doesn't want to fight it because what if it's a real person? And then as they're fighting, he just like decides to start fighting back without really thinking about it at all. Like, okay, well, he just got over that hang up for no reason at all. And I don't know, it just felt kind of a little clumsy, like it's rushed a bit. There was some other stuff like that too, but I don't know. It's still a good show. It still looks really great. This is a show with really good CG because it like matches up with the 2D style. But yeah, it's been a good show so far. I'm kind of surprised it's only 12 episodes, and I guess that's kind of why they're rushing through things. Because Trigger usually has longer shows that really takes their time.
Yeah, but they
yeah.
announced 3 at once and each one's gone shorter.
Yeah, that too.
Premiere's only a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get 2 seasons or 2 quarters for Zero 2 and yeah, Darling in the Franxx with that nonsensical ending.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of nonsense, I also watched Skullface Bookseller Honda-san, which is still a fun show. No, not really anything new to say about that. It's just fun and cute and like a good peek into the like way bookstores, like the way bookstores are run and how they work. I like it.
Yeah, I've really got to check it out already.
Yeah. Also, the music is good for like the opening and ending. The songs are good and fun.
Okay, so I checked it out. Double Decker
Yeah.
has 5 fanfics already on AO3.
Right.
2 of them are not ships, and the other 3 are all Doug Kirill.
Of course.
Although it has and Kirill here, not slash, so I think it's like platonic Doug and Kirill, but still. No, this one has car makeouts. They're just using the wrong tags. Drunken Confusions. Yeah, these people are using the wrong tags. Use slash if it's romantic, and if it's platonic. And these people aren't following that.
Dang.
Rude. Use your tags right. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, there was actually a new show premiered this week.
Ooh.
I think it's the last new show of the season. It's called Tsurune, and it is about like traditional Japanese archery.
Ooh.
And yeah, that was like I've always had a kind of fascination with archery. I've always wanted to do it more because I've gotten to try it a couple times in the past.
It's a hot boy sports show.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but yeah, I was like really interested in it because like Japanese archery is really interesting with all like the tradition and ceremony behind it. and so I kind of want to watch it just for that. And that seems to be kind of what there is to this show, because the plot and the characters aren't. They don't seem great so far. Might have just been a weak first episode, but I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
Okay,
It seems like kind of a very generic beginning. Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. This is a KyoAni. This is
Yeah.
Kyoto Animation. They're not
Okay.
known for their male characters. They're known for their female and their yuri bait. So this is probably gonna be kind of bland guys and yaoi
Mhm.
baiting
Okay.
a lot. But they're also known for really, really pretty shows. So
Yeah.
it'll be
It has
super
been pretty
pretty if
good.
anything.
It did look pretty good this first episode. So yeah, I'll see how that goes. I'm at least in for another episode or two.
I don't know if this director has directed anything else either.
Mm,
They've done episode direction, but I don't see any full
yeah.
series director. This might be their first thing.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, this is their first show they're directing, so it might be a bit slow because of that too, right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
Okay.
it's got a 7.42. That's pretty good for someone's first attempt. And
Yeah.
that's one thing I like about KyoAni is they give a lot of new directors a shot.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, I'll be seeing where that goes. And the last thing I watched this week, I forgot to mention it last week, but is Golden Kamuy season 2.
Ah, yes. I heard the bears look good now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
sent
the
you that
bears are much
fucking
better. Yeah.
tweet.
Oh,
Oh my god.
it's very good.
They look so dumb. I need to catch up so bad.
Yeah, you should. Oh, it's really good. Yeah, and also the some of the fire is better because in this episode a building catches on fire. And I was like, wow, the fire looks like real fire now.
Oh
But then
shit.
but then later on they made a campfire and it looked like garbage again. So who could say?
They spent all their fire budget on the house.
Yeah.
They couldn't afford realistic fire anymore.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh.
It's okay. They'll fix it up in the Blu-ray. They'll take an
Yeah.
extra 3 months to do so.
Yeah. Yeah, this show is extremely good, and it is the best cooking anime ever.
Agreed.
No one can convince me otherwise. Yeah.
Best cooking and one of the best, like, comedy action shows.
Yeah, that's something that this really stood out in this episode is they do a great job of balancing like all the silly comedy with like really serious drama and action.
It gets
Like
tired.
that seems yeah, like
Holy
it seems
shit.
so it seems like it would be really hard to strike that balance right, but I think they really nailed it with this show, especially in this second season.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
even
you
the
need-
first season, like near the end, you have
Yeah.
what's his name? He's a serial killer, and it's fucked up. But
Mhm.
then you're laughing the whole time because he's getting a boner at everything, and the thought
Yeah.
of being murdered. It's like, what the fuck
Right.
is this?
Yeah. Yeah, there's another character not too far from that in the first couple episodes. He's real good. He's real silly and real twisted. But yeah, this show's great. You need to catch up.
I really do.
How,
I
how far were you in the first season?
3 episodes, but I was caught up to the end of the first season in the
Ah.
manga.
Yeah.
I haven't bought volume 6 of the manga yet, though, which is out, which would probably catch me up to where the episodes are, because it's only 3 episodes in.
Mm,
I'm guessing
yeah.
volume 6 would be right about there, because
probably.
maybe, yeah, around there, so I should pick
Alright.
that up. But I should also just watch it.
Yeah.
I just need to get the time, and I need to stop playing video games. Playing video games is fun.
Yeah, video games are good.
I'm in this awful position where I've been getting it back into video games a lot and fantasy
Mhm.
novels, and I watch like Rooster Teeth podcasts like The Know. They started doing
Mhm.
this idea where it's like they do 4 different book clubs. Each week is a different book club, so it's like
Mhm.
one per month. They do a book, then a game, or it's a game, a book, a movie, and a board game. And the board game one is them playing it, which
Huh.
is a really neat concept. And I'm like, I want to be
Yeah.
in a book club. I want to be in a game book club. I'm like, I can't do those all weekly. I don't have the time for that. I have to
Yeah.
work. Like, anime's enough. Anime's enough. Just take the anime.
Yeah. That is cool. It's a cool idea. Yeah.
I just
No.
want to talk about games and fantasy novels as well, and I can't.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Which is why I should talk about them here.
Yeah.
Get to
sure.
anime Jason stuff, yeah. Anime Jason stuff we'll leave to the end of our watch. So did you
Alright.
watch anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay. Any anime adjacent stuff then? Since you said you
Not.
didn't really read any manga.
No, not really. I'm like still slowly playing Fist of the North Star because I want to get the platinum trophy in it, but that's not terribly exciting or interesting.
Trying to
It's just a
100% games is like, it gets tedious.
yeah,
I think it,
especially with Yakuza games where it's like, oh, scored 5 million points in this bad arcade game. Ugh.
I think the last game I 100%ed was the Knights of Azir 2,
Hmm.
and that's because you basically get that from just doing everyone's quests to get like the true ending
Nice.
and all their personal like relationship cutscenes, which give more plot. So
Hmm.
I have to get back to playing the first game of that too. I played
Oh
like two
yeah.
or three hours on stream and then I haven't gone back.
Whoops.
Need to get there. It's the
Yeah.
first game's a lot harder than the second. It's weird.
Hmm.
It's also a lot weirder and different. Uh,
Huh.
but yeah, so my anime adjacent. I read this a while ago. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but there's a fantasy novel I really, really like called Bloody Rose. I did bring it up because
Hmm.
I said it'd be great as an anime,
Yeah.
and we talked about anime adaptations. But yeah, Netflix should contact Nicholas Eames and say, hey, we want to make an anime of this. They should do it.
Hmm.
It'd be so
Yeah.
good. It's got uh, queer representation and it doesn't follow the kill your gays trope.
Hmm.
There's a gay girl and a bisexual girl.
Cool.
And then there's one, and they're both main characters too.
That's
Um,
good.
yeah, it's got like a very interesting look at like social hierarchy and sort of like morals. It dives into that a lot, which is cool, but it doesn't like hold your hand to it or make it like overburden. It just because it's all from the point of view of one character. It's kind of just like as this character's opinions on stuff change, you kind of like are there along for the ride, and as you see them experience more stuff, you understand
Hmm.
why their opinions are changing, which is
Cool.
a really cool way at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a super cool, fun fantasy series everyone should read. And then go read my fanfic that's almost done. And by
Yeah.
almost done, I mean I haven't written anything for 2 weeks, but um, what other stuffs I had? Oh yeah, I actually picked up this book today. I haven't read it yet.
Hmm.
I just got to flip through it, but it's called Hungry Ghosts: Tales of
Oh.
Fear and Food from Around the World, and it's by Anthony Bourdain with Joel
Oh.
Rose and comics top horror artists. So it's kind
Huh.
of like a graphic novel, but most of the stories are based on Japanese lore because it's following a this idea of a Japanese ceremony where you like tell ghost stories,
Hmm.
and they're also food related. And there's also like 5 recipes in the book as well, so it's like a cookbook, but also this like crazy horror uh, graphic novel thing following like Japanese stories. There's I forget what they're called, but like the people whose heads come off and fly around.
Oh
There's the
yeah.
Yukiona, there's Kappa, there's like all kinds of stuff. The salty horse and stuff.
Hmm.
It's pretty neat. I haven't gotten to
Cool.
read through it all yet, but yeah, that's something really cool that one can check out. Which,
Hmm.
yeah, it's still kind of a shock and unfortunate about what Anthony Bourdain passing, but
Oh yeah.
I saw this in stores and I was like, I absolutely have to check this out.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Definitely.
it's pretty neat. And then the last anime adjacent thing I have is the game I got. I bought the Starlink game.
Oh yeah.
That's the Toys to Life one with the spaceships.
Yeah.
The physical models are super expensive. Even the
Yeah.
digital are pretty expensive, but I
Oh.
still kind of want to buy them all. They're actually really cool. Like they're pretty high quality. It's really
Hmm.
neat because you can swap out like your pilot.
Hmm.
So you take the ship off, swap out the thing with the pilot, and the cockpit is open. Well,
Yeah.
not open, but it's like see-through plastic, so you can see the pilot inside and stuff. It's so
That's
dumb.
cool.
There's so much stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I got the X-wing thing, and it looks like every ship can work for every console. Like it's not console exclusive.
Hmm.
So if you buy one, you can use it on any of the consoles.
Yeah.
Which is good because the Nintendo Switch version comes with the Star Fox ship, but it doesn't come with the basic ship. So the only way to
Oh.
get the basic ship is to buy one of the starters for the PS4 or Xbox.
Huh.
So I don't know how to get. The thing that upsets me the most though is there are exclusive ships for like physical
Mm.
and even digital. Because I think yeah, you have to buy the physical to get digital for them. There's three. You can
Huh.
get the pilots separately, but if you want their actual ships, there's one that's only sold at Target, one that's only sold at GameStop, and then the X-Wing, which is the Switch one. And that kind of
Wow.
annoys me. Like, if you're doing something Toys to Life like this, I would not do exclusives, except for maybe the console exclusive, just because of the fact that,
Yeah.
you know, Toys to Life already hasn't gone well for a while. Making
Yeah.
exclusive on top is just kind of a pain in the ass for people to track down.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since
Yeah.
there aren't Targets in Canada, I have to order it and hope it shows up if I want
Oh,
it, but
yeah. Yeah. I've been hearing really good things about this game, and I'm kind of surprised that it did come out at
it's
all, since the Toys for Life genre has just, like, completely died. Like,
it's
no one else is doing it
super
anymore.
fun. The only downside is there's not a ton of ship customization unless if you buy the others. Like you get
Mm-hmm.
upgrades that you can like trade out and stuff, but yeah, like unless you buy the others, you're not swapping weapons too much and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Star Fox one actually has four weapons because it has like the Star Fox lasers if you want to equip all your weapons,
Yeah.
and then it has the three weapons from the main ship that come with it. So you have
Mm-hmm.
like one extra weapon option. The really neat thing about the Switch version though is Star Fox has been added to all of the main cutscenes, like the whole crew. And
Yeah.
I don't know if they're in like the other console versions as well, and you just can't buy them, or if they've straight up made second versions of all the cutscenes for these characters. And I'm really curious because if they have, that's so much extra work. That's so weird.
Yeah,
But
it is.
yeah, the gameplay's actually super fun. There's a ton of stuff to do. Some of it's a bit repetitive, but like there's so much of it to do, despite it being
Mm-hmm.
repetitive. That's not too bad. It's like open world space exploration almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's not completely open world in Genered, but like if you gave me the
Yeah.
open worldness of what is that terrible game? The
I don't know,
terrible
there's lots of terrible games.
space game that
Is
was
it
open world.
No Man's Sky?
Yeah, yeah. If you give me like the auto-generated worlds of No Man's Sky, but the gameplay of this game, like that's a perfect game to me.
Yeah.
Like the gameplay for this is so fun,
Hmm.
but it's just like knowing there's only so many worlds and that you're gonna clear them out. It's kind of a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have this thing where like the enemy is this other legion that sort of takes stuff over back too. So you like, I cleared out this planet, but they've been taking over back on this other planet. Is on, I have to go back and fix it type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they spread faster based on the difficulty you're on. So you can go on like really hard difficulties. The combat gets really hard, and you have like a wave, like tons of them constantly coming. It's really neat. Um,
Yeah.
I do want to get more ships and stuff because I'm sure more
Mm-hmm.
customizability would be neat. But I had the thought I want to speed run this, and then I was like, that means I have to buy every single version of the ships to see which is faster. Oh no! Oh no! Oh
Yeah.
shit! And then it still won't be the fastest version because Switch load times. But
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could just could get Switch world record because it Switch has to kind of be its own thing because of the Star Fox stuff. I think.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not sure if you buy the Switch version, because it seems like the ships work on all of them. You could probably use Star Fox on the other consoles.
Mm. I don't know. I
I'm
bet that.
not sure if it'd work, but
I mean, the data probably isn't even in the game for it, so
yeah,
like just it would say like an error or something. I
it
bet.
would say this only works with the Switch version, possibly. Or
Yeah.
it might be Switch exclusive, is it only if you buy the Switch version, which at that point you're buying two versions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I have to do anyways to get a physical copy of the base ship if I want it, which sucks.
Yeah.
Because I want them all because
Yeah.
they're super cool.
Yeah.
They're actually super cool, but they're so expensive. It's like $40 for a ship, physical.
Oh wow, that's a
You
lot.
get a ship, you get a few weapons, you get a pilot, and like everything is customizable. Like you can take the wings off your ship and put them on other. You can stack like a bunch of wings from different ships on each other. I'm sure you could go
That's really silly.
infinitely if you kept buying. Like
That's really.
I don't know if you can put like if you had like multiple versions of the same ship, if you could put like double of the wings on, but I know you can at
Mm-hmm.
least put like on the X-wing you can put like the wings from the basic ship on it on top, and then like put the guns on top of those wings. Or you can just take off all the wings and you're just a cockpit with guns, like gummy ships in Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, no, it's actually super neat.
Yeah.
It's very interesting and fun. But
Cool.
I meant to stream some of it, but then I didn't because I watched streams instead. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's about all I have for anime adjacent. Because this game is very anime, trust me. Oh yeah, it also has a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like people of color main characters. There's like a Samoan main character. Um, I think she's Brazilian. Favelas. Is that like?
Favelas would be like Brazil,
Yeah, that's what I was
South
thinking. She's
America.
like a Brazilian like championship street racer who like got in a crash and lost her arm, so she has like a bionic arm. So it's like you've got like
Oh.
disabled like
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
main characters and stuff too. Yeah, you got like this huge range of like representation, which is really cool. And then you have
Mm-hmm.
uh my favorite character is like this smuggler girl who's also an alien.
Mm-hmm.
She's just kind of like a snarky ass, and I like her. And I
Nice.
want to get her ship and her pilot real bad.
Hmm.
I want to go get those. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I might get this game. It's on PS4 too, so I might get that sometime.
It's expensive, but yeah. I mean, it's not expensive for
Yeah.
the base game, but if you want to get more ships and stuff, it's kind of expensive. Even
Yeah.
the like digital versions are very expensive, though it's cheaper if you buy like there's a complete bundle that gives like you all the like digital extras too,
Mm-hmm.
which is less expensive. But I think you still have to
Yeah.
buy the two exclusive ships separate from those stores. Which
Mm-hmm.
sucks, because one of them is like this cool Rockstar person ship, and I want that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Game looks cool. I want to play it.
I will hopefully stream it soon so you can see what it looks like
Cool.
gameplay-wise, because
Yeah.
as I said, some of it gets a bit tedious, but I'm also still in the beginning area, just grinding out when
Yeah.
I don't have to. I should be like following the main quest, but instead I'm like, I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna like set up these refineries to make me money
Yeah.
instead, because why not?
Nice.
I'm grinding upgrades, so I'm like super over leveled for everything, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if we want to get into book club, because I got nothing else on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, sure.
All right, which one do we want to start with?
How about we start with Nobunaga
All
this
right.
week? I feel like I actually don't have many notes for this episode.
So, I got baited. I was like,
Mhm.
it was like halfway through. I'm like, I thought this was gonna be a real perverted and creepy episode.
Mhm.
I guess we were wrong. Thank God. And then it got.
Yeah.
I did really like though that I didn't really like his character so much, but his like capo, I think.
Mhm.
I liked
Kappa.
his power a lot. He
Yeah,
like
that's
takes
a
the
cool
picture
power.
stuff and can replicate it so they can do training. It
Mhm.
doesn't seem very useful for combat, but he said he used to be in combat, so maybe
Mhm.
it has uses for distractions and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I think being able to make copies of someone and have them attack, that seems a pretty useful thing.
I don't know if it actually hurts though.
Oh, well, you said, well, like,
I guess it tricks your
it will
brain.
eventually kill you.
Yeah, I guess.
So maybe it's like, does reduce damage, I guess.
And then it's just like this big weird camera.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. He has a cool power, but I thought that dude was a very good character.
Yeah,
He
no,
kind of
he
sucks.
kind of sucked. He's probably gonna die next episode anyways, so.
Yeah.
Judging how it's going, yeah, the whole thing he did with the like swimsuit photos completely fucked up and creepy.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, the other thing too with like stripping like a clone, real creepy. He's a
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Ugh. Yeah. Ugh.
I also like when they're like talking about she's like getting all into ships and super excited and talking to military. She's
Mhm.
like the most excited about like the weather chaser, and it's like
Yeah.
that's the coolest. And it's neat to me because she loves weapons, she loves fighting, but
Hmm.
it's neat that she can like recognize stuff like, oh, nature is like the strongest force in the world. Like that's way
Yeah.
more impressive. Like putting your life on the line with like
Hmm.
this to fight nature than it is to like fight other people, which I thought was really cool. It's not really stated, but that's what it kind of implied to me.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm with you on that. 'Cause, yeah, that was cool. I did like seeing her, like, just see all the different planes and get really excited about them all. I think that's a really fun aspect of her character.
Yeah.
So there will be lots of shows that'll have a character who's like in military stuff, but they never get super excited about things like this. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a nice change.
Yeah. And then we have the really, really weird scene where they're all like, I'm from this country, I'm from this country, and then they all start trying to like force food on her from their country.
Yeah.
Like just these stereotypical things. That was weird. I didn't
Yeah,
really get that.
yeah, that was weird.
Oh yeah, the best thing Capo said was, "Why Nobunaga instead of Nobunaga?"
Yeah.
Because it's cool. I was like, that's good enough. Like fuck it.
Yep.
That's what this show's about. It's the rule of cool.
Yeah.
100%.
I will say, I thought this episode didn't look terribly cool though. It didn't have a lot of style to it. I thought.
Yeah, it was kind of
I mean,
like the filler training arc, though, which luckily
yeah,
seems to be over. So
yeah, it seems so.
I was
Hopefully.
I was hoping they'd like, because they've come public, right? You'd think they'd find more people right away,
Mhm.
like more people with powers. I was hoping she'd be training alongside other people and we'd see it, but apparently not.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucked. I
Yeah.
wanted to be
And,
introduced to more members, but
yeah, and it is weird how because at the start of it they say like, oh, they were saying like the new people need the ball thing, the AU ball or whatever it's called, to be able to transform. But then like the Jack the Ripper in the first episode, he had the AU ball, so it's like, oh, maybe he would show up and train. But then nope, she's just on her own the entire time. But yeah,
mm-hmm.
it would have been nice if they had taken this time to like spend some time with other people and learn more about the other characters. That would have
Yeah.
been good.
We just learn about Kappa instead. Though we do
Yeah.
learn a bit more about the AU ball. Like, he says one in theory should be able to use the power without it. In
Mhm.
theory, which implies that no one's been able to, which will probably
Yeah.
become a plot point later on.
Oh yeah, probably.
But, yeah. It's,
Mm. Yeah.
just a generic training episode, really, with some
Yeah.
gross fan service. And Saint
Yeah.
Germain throwing chalk. I guess that's his AU power, is good with chalk.
Yeah.
And though he's anime original, so I don't expect him to have a real large role.
Mm.
I'm really curious about what it was instead of the chalk without Saint Germain. Like, is Capo the one doing it? Is he not in a wheelchair?
Mm.
Is there like someone else? Do we have the old lady doing it?
Yeah. No. It's odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh. I don't have anything else about this episode. It was just mostly the fan service was bad. That was kind
yeah.
of it.
Take out this episode and make it super short and just make it 12 episodes instead of 13 probably. But
Yeah, that would have been fine.
yeah, it's okay-ish. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the next episode because it looks like we'll be getting back into action. So we'll hopefully get
Yeah.
some more crazy style. We'll hopefully get some more characters. We
Yeah.
might see some capo fighting
Yeah,
to
maybe.
get caught up in it, which I'd be curious. I do want to see how his power is used for that.
Mhm.
Which, yeah.
Yeah.
Capo's also a very interesting character to like go with because they're all like these famous people, and there's like a war photographer is the type of like
Mhm.
warrior or whatever you'd expect. Like neither Sir Isaac Newton or Gandhi, but like they're at least really famous, well-known historical figures. But Capo you
Mhm.
don't hear about too much. He's not
Yeah.
that famous.
Yeah.
Like, RMC knows, but you can assume that's because she's like a military nut. She's probably seen all of his work to look at like World War II guns and tanks
Mhm.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think he's the World War II one, right?
Yeah.
War
Kappa.
photographer.
Yeah, World War II. It's his main thing. Looking at his Wikipedia page now, he's done stuff, some other stuff, but World War II is the most
Robert
prominent
Kappa. I
thing.
keep saying Copa, but it's Kappa. Did they say
Hmm.
Kappa or Copa in the show? I think my
I'm
sub
pretty
said
s-
Copa.
I think he was Kappa. I
I
think.
think the
I don't
subs
know.
on whatever version I watched said Copa.
Mm. I don't know. In my notes, I wrote Kaga, and that's wrong. So I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. He covered 5 wars: the Spanish Civil War, the Second Sino-Japanese War, World War II, and the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, and the First Indochina War.
Mm.
That's a long section, like Spanish Civil War in Indochina.
It was 30s, 36 to 39.
36 to
And
39 and 40s.
Indochina was.
So 46 to
Mm,
54.
yeah.
That's a long time, 46 to 54.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the, yeah, that's the Viet Cong, right? That's the one that's the Viet Cong.
Oh, I
China,
have
the
no
Cold
idea.
War and the decolonization of Asia.
Mm,
It
I have
was
no idea.
France. Yeah, yeah, it's Vietnamese. It was
Okay.
Vietnam fighting communists in Vietnam, which it's really weird if you look at the two sides, because I didn't know all this. It's like belligerents, right? You
Hmm.
have the Viet Minh, right?
Yeah.
Lao Sar and stuff, but it's like supported by Union, China, East Germany, which is under Soviet control, and Poland. Like you don't think of those two as helping as well, but then it's like, oh yeah, they're under Soviet control still at that time.
Hmm.
So, and then the other
Yeah.
side is France, Cambodia, Laos, the state of Vietnam, which is like the French controlled and supported by the United States. So
Hmm.
I think this is before the Vietnam War, but
Yeah.
what turned into the Vietnam War.
Yeah. I think so. So that's.
Interesting. I'm
I never
learning
learned.
stuff. Yeah, Vietnam War was 1955 to it was 20 years.
Yeah. It
I
was.
didn't realize it was
Cause
so long and awful. Yeah,
I
so
think
yeah,
it
this
was.
ended the year before it became the Vietnam War, also
Yeah.
known as Second Indochina War.
Yeah.
Boy,
I don't
shit.
think the actual war went all the way to 75. I think it's like it was. When I was like, it was technically still at war for a while, and then they signed treaties. I think that was what happened. But the actual conflict was not quite so long. I think. I know that's happened with some wars in the past. It's like how the Koreas were at war for a super long time and only just signed the treaty to stop.
No, direct U.S. military involvement didn't end until 1973.
Oh wow.
From
Huh.
55 to 73, and 2 years later, Saigon was captured by the North Vietnamese army, which marked the end of the war.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, and then there's the third Indochina War,
Yeah.
which was uh, really weird because China was then against Vietnam and
Mm.
supported by North Korea and the United States. Uh,
Oh
this
boy.
is this is the removal of the Khmer Rouge from power, end of the Cambodian genocide. So that one's understandable. But that was
Ah,
like
yeah.
from 1975 to 1991. Jesus Christ, these things get. This is like one of the longest wars because they're all basically starting as soon as the other one ends.
Yeah.
It's non-going. That's 19 what 45?
Yeah.
1945 to
47.
1991.
Yeah.
Very interesting individual. I love shows like this that mix in like history because you can look up stuff and learn so much stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things I like about Kantai and Fate. Like I love with Kantai searching up like what happened to what boats.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like in a show. They'll be like in a training exercise and like I don't feel good about this. And I search her up and it's like the two boats sank because a training exercise went wrong and one crashed into the other. It's like what a way to go.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
neat that you can learn
Can be cool.
stuff from references.
Yeah.
I love stuff that's not worried to get historical, especially stuff that like doesn't try to like make it political or try like being political is good, but when some of the stuff like there's historical revisionism too in a lot of it, which is bad. Like you look at Hitalia
Mm-hmm.
and how they glorify the Axes. But
Yeah.
I like shows like Nobunaga where it's not doing that. It's just like, yeah, this is this fucking person. And just kind of like here. Like Jack the Ripper, okay, he's like his descendant. But like it's
Mm-hmm.
still these interesting figures that like if you want to know more you can search up on your own. You don't have to. But like
Mm-hmm.
it's like, hey, you've never heard of this guy, but this is like Robert Kappa. Or you might have heard of him but you don't really know anything about him, and you're like, maybe I'll check him out, and you can find like bits of history and stuff, and history is always interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm. It is.
That's also why I love the band Sabaton, because it's all historical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Shall we move on to Geocean?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about
Yeah.
this. Till next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Juosei. First off, I'd like to say I'm very glad this is only 11 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, it's not that bad.
This episode was a lot better than the last two, I think. Like, it's
Yeah.
slowly been getting better, but it's still like...
Yeah. It still is like, eh. It's a very mediocre show. At
Yeah.
best right now.
I don't like the way they try to push, like, futuristic, like, morals and where the world will be, because it's like, it's so bad and edgy, and, like, and
Mhm.
so defeatist in humanity in the first place. So, like,
Yeah.
in this world where there's only 20% female, like women, they'll be respected and they'll get to choose everything, but only because they're going to breed. Like their
Yeah.
only reason for existing is breeding, and if you try to leave, they'll like take you back, and the women will enforce this. It's like that's not
Yeah.
what would happen if women were in charge.
Yeah.
Let's be
Yeah,
real here.
Yeah, that is kind of like the like silver lining of that thing is like, well, at least they're not being awful with this and being like, oh, the strong men get to take the women or whatever. They're letting the women have like using that to empower the women and
But it's
stuff.
still
So
like the women themselves are still subjugating
Yeah.
the other women into being like you're only here for having babies. Although I do think
Yeah.
that's an interesting take, especially if they do treat it as it's bad.
Mhm.
To look at compared to now, where it's all just everything's trying to make kids have like babies in Japan now, and Japanese media
Yeah.
so much is pushing for that. Like you have like eugenics, perfect child raising, in like the Fate, like or not Fate, the Fire Emblem games and stuff. Like
Mhm.
everything's trying to like have kids. Like look how cute having kids is, and it's like because they're having this huge crisis, and then this if they do go in that way where it's like kids suck. I don't want to have
Mhm.
kids. Why would you force me to? We should be empowering people to make that choice. It'd be very
Yeah.
interesting, just
That would
how
be.
much the cultural sort of shift has been over the last decade since this came out.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if that's how
That's
it
true.
goes, though, because it is
Yeah.
neat for that like perspective. I think.
Yeah. I don't know how much I would expect out of it though, because like, they have like Tiz who just has like fallen in love with Thor for seemingly no reason. That's been
She
sort of
says
a
he
frustrating
saves
thing
her
to me.
life, but that's not right. She saves his.
Yeah, multiple
Oh,
times
but
over.
well, then there's like the plant thing. But it's like you
Yeah.
saved his life twice as much. Like he saved yours
Yeah.
once. Here, even at least.
Yeah, because it was like she like fell in love with him from the first time she saw him. It's like okay, that
Listen,
Uh,
we knew it was gonna
it's like-
happen. She's the girl in
Yeah.
the ending with him, so
yeah, yeah. It just feels so forced. I wish they did something to make it more believable. It feels so much like we just need a lady to like this dude.
maybe give us more time where it's less about her liking and like
Mhm.
maybe actually have him have a better scene of saving her or something, or maybe have her go
Yeah.
on about like when he's like, I don't want to marry you, I don't like that's not right, you shouldn't get married like that, just have kids. Maybe have her go like, you're
Mhm.
right, I don't want kids, I like the way you think, I want to go with you type thing, right?
Yeah,
You could do
Yeah.
that.
do something. Yeah.
Also the foreshadowing, we're gonna be the Thor circle, we just need a third. Who could our third
Yeah.
be? And this guy comes,
I
just call
wonder.
me third. That's all I am, just call me third.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that guy. He's probably my favorite character so far. It's Third because he's just chill. He's like,
He's
I don't
like,
care.
I'm good, I'm powerful, But it's too much work being first or
Yeah.
second. Fuck that. I'm fine with being third because people respect me, they like me. I don't need to. I can do what I want. I don't have to like be the like one
Yeah.
who's super worried. Also,
Yeah.
is the guy with the glasses who always talks to him? Is he the second? Because I don't think they ever call him second. But
I don't know.
we don't
That's a good
know who the
question.
second is, so I'm assuming it's him since he always hangs out with the third.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at the character list and there's no one here named second, but I don't know. Who could
Um,
say?
the fight scene with the top was bad. Uh,
Yeah,
Though I
that
do
was.
fucking love the first fight where it's like, shoot him, and they all miss like they have terrible aim, and he throws the knife and it like spurts the goo on her, and they just
Yeah.
start shooting the goop while it's
Yeah.
on her. It's like, you're gonna shoot her. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like,
It's so
it's
weird.
awful what we did to her. I didn't mean to kill her. It's like, you didn't kill her. The two girls filling her with bullets did. What the fuck?
Yeah. That was so weird. Ugh. Yeah, it was like that whole thing of him just like, I have a plan. Run directly at them and then throw a knife at them. Like that's such a they have guns. It's terrible. Oh. And then the whole fight after that was not
Bad.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he shouldn't have won.
That's
But it's like,
yeah.
I do like the fact that he's like, wait, I heard something. Oh, right, this is a beam sword. I can just cut through this. And I'm like, finally, someone thought of it. Like,
Yeah.
I've been wondering why they didn't do it the whole time, but finally did, so.
Yeah. That that beam knife is weird because like sometimes it cuts something and just sometimes it doesn't. It seems like I think what they were trying to do with her sword is that like it was damaged somewhere and he heard it like vibrating differently or something. Or, like it made the noise it made was different, so he knew it was fragile somewhere and he hit it just right. And like maybe that's what they were trying to do, but it really didn't come across
Maybe
as
it's like
that.
the angle he hit it at,
Yeah,
because it's like,
something.
they talk about like, katanas and certain swords, they have to be like, you have to cut straight through. If you go any angle, bend at all, it's going to snap because it's like
Mhm.
so fine, the metal. It might
Yeah.
be something like that. And then, of course, he
Mhm.
just tackles her, and they're like going to show him, like, that's a dirty trick. Like, her sword broke. How's that
Mhm.
dirty? Like,
Yeah.
but she's like, she's the best Sun Ring female. She's like the top. She's really good at
Mhm.
swordplay. It's okay. I took Kung Fu in PE. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? And it's like,
It was so
actually, I took
dumb.
gymnastics too.
God, that was so dumb.
That plant thing
Like,
was kind of neat, but also dumb.
yeah.
Like, it comes up, like, the pincer's as neat, and then it comes all the way up, and she's like, shooting. It's like, you killed it. It's like, have you not seen these things die enough to know how it's actually dead? It's still clearly, like, screaming and thrashing around, and they just run up. They have the guns, they're not shooting. They run straight up. One just gets eaten, the other gets hit away. It's like, are you dumb? Like,
Yeah. A
and
lot
then
of the action.
the scene
Yeah.
where it's running, it looks so funny.
It was so ridiculous.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
the action in this episode was not great.
No.
Like, just kind of across the board.
The most fluid animation in all the fighting was when that stupid plant was running, but it looked ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh,
I think it looked ridiculous because it's like the way the limbs were and the shape and everything made it almost look like some giant baby, but like a plant baby.
oh wow. I hadn't thought of that, but you're right. I think so. Oh,
When they kill it, do they get the girl who is eaten? Does she come out? Is she still alive, or just like her? What happened to her? Did it fully swallow her? Did it bite her in half after? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with she's probably just dead.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't have a name, so.
And we didn't see her after. We see
Yeah.
two survivors besides the top,
Yeah.
because one was just like bit in half, and the other got like swallowed because she jumped head first into it.
Yeah.
Well, 20% are female. Well, there's a lot of them now.
Yeah.
It's weird to me how they're like, there's so low percentage. How are you supposed to raise kids in this world, right? Like, the kids get
Mhm.
put out to live on their own, and they call them, like, it doesn't
Yeah,
really make
that's-
sense. I'm still confused about that whole part from back there.
Yeah. I feel like the actual details of this world were kind of poorly thought through. They just thought like, oh, this would be cool, but didn't think like,
Mm.
could a real world survive like this?
And then the fact that they're all like based off like the skin color, it's like, but you can
Yeah,
modify your skin color. Like, so it's like,
yeah,
what, we have different skin colors. What clan can we be? It's like, fuck that. Why would we base it off skin colors? Why are we doing racial stuff? Though the ochre wings are like, yeah, you can stay with us despite you being white as fuck, like not
yeah,
ochre or whatever.
yeah. It's weird.
Though it does imply, of course, that there's different people, different colors, which is neat.
Hmm.
Like Third and well, Thor is obviously white,
Hmm.
but Third and Tiff, we aren't really told their races because races aren't the same here. That you can genetically
Hmm.
modify, but they aren't white. We know that they're people of
Yeah.
color, so
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
that's something.
Yeah.
Obviously, their world's not based on the same sort of countries and races because it's like,
Hmm.
again, you can choose, but it
Yeah.
is neat to know that some of these main characters aren't white, which is actually, for its time, somewhat forward thinking, despite, again, the way it's
Hmm.
handled being, oh yeah, we're all racially split up based on skin color
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Despite races not even really existing anymore. We just
Yeah.
make them exist again.
It's kind of like a two-step forward, one-step back thing.
Yeah.
Of like, you're kind of there, but not all the way.
Hmm.
Yeah. I have one last note on this episode is that like, and this episode really struck me that there's like this weird amount of technology where it's like kind of rare and because they have like some guns and they have those weird hover bikes, but then also they're like living in stone buildings and
Mm.
seem or like mostly fighting with swords and stuff. And like I hope that ends up being a thing at some point. Like there's some plot point about like where are they getting this technology? Is it being sent down from somewhere? Or like what is happening with that? Because
Was it like there when they got there, and this is just the only stuff left working, and the reason the one guy gets the hover bikes is because he's the third, and the other guy might be the second, or
yeah,
those kind of
exactly.
questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they do something with that because that's probably the most interesting thing to me right now. Is like, what is up with all this technology in this world?
But they haven't gone to
So,
beam sabers yet.
yeah,
Those are new.
yeah, true.
And then I don't know if Rai had one too, which if he did, maybe that's the one way he lives, and we find him
Mm,
again. Who knows?
yeah.
It'd be real fucked up if we find out Rai actually orchestrated all of this, and when he got pulled underground, there's actually like some underground place where like all the people being pulled under are, and they just have to live it out there somehow or
Yeah.
do something,
Yeah.
or they get to go home if they get pulled under.
He secretly orchestrated this whole thing. He's gonna go become president now or something. Somehow.
Yeah.
That would be a fantastic twist. So yeah. I don't know. I've been feeling better about this show over time after that awful first episode. It's gotten slowly better over time,
And
so
the
I am
and
starting to look forward to it.
the I'm gonna kill you, Rai. I like that he's
Oh
like
god.
still contemplating it, like what the fuck is wrong
Yeah.
with me? Because we're all sitting here going, yeah, what the fuck was wrong with you?
Yeah, that is good. It's good that has had like a lasting effect on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something at least.
Yeah. I feel like if they keep going back to it, it could be a little heavy-handed if they start like every episode with that. But it's good that he's still thinking about it at least. Yeah. Yeah. That's about all I got for this episode. I don't know. I was kind of expecting better out of the show, but it is scored pretty well. So maybe it just gets better the further on it goes.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
maybe when that time skip happens,
Yeah.
it's it's pretty okay at least.
Yeah.
It's very decent. It's very
Yeah.
watchable.
Yeah. Very watchable. Very middling.
Hmm.
It's totally fine, more or less.
It's got issues, but it's got some neat, interesting stuff too.
Hmm.
They're trying something. It's not quite getting there, but you can at least see that they're trying for something different, which is neat. But
Yeah.
we
So,
don't
yeah.
see too much stuff with like horrific plant stuff. I actually think that's something very rare, is like horror plants. I think the only
Yeah.
other like anime manga I can think of is like Green Worlds,
Hmm.
which I never finished because it was super predictable,
Yeah.
and it suddenly did like this weird skip thing where it just dropped all the main characters we were focusing on to focus on others. It's the
Oh.
same reason I dropped Magical Girl Apocalypse, which is not super predictable, but I went in a weird way and then like did this weird time jump thing, and it got really fucked up, even though it was super fucked up to begin with. And I was like, why am I watching this? I'm not into these grim dark things. I'm making myself uncomfortable. I'm gonna stop. So I did.
Yeah.
I
Good
was
call.
pretty far in. I might go back and finish it just for the sake of it, because it's done now.
Hmm.
We'll see. Maybe when I feel up for some grim dark stuff, I'll watch that
Yeah.
or Lane. Try to at least, or read that, I guess. But
Yeah.
one thing I forgot to mention, I had ordered it
Oh.
online and it came today, so I'm gonna watch
Oh.
this soon. Tweenie Witches,
Tweenie
which is a
Witches?
terrible name. This is like a 2004 anime. Let me bring this up because I forgot I had this. I just got Maho Shoujo Taya Rusu. So it's
Huh.
like 40 10-minute episodes, so 20-minute episodes,
Oh, okay.
and it's like about witches, like a girl who goes to this other witch world. She believes in magic and wants to become a witch, so she goes to it. It's basically Little Witch Academia before Little Witch Academia fit, and I think it's a lot more interesting. It has a very unique, interesting world. There's a lot of like dark stuff and fucked up stuff as well. The art
Hmm.
style is super stylized and neat. I actually think it's somewhat similar to like designs from Jing. Like I think it has some
Yeah.
like world building designs might be from the same person because it has those real neat like weird things.
Yeah.
It's really really neat, and I've wanted to. I watched some of it. I watched like the first 4 episodes or first 8, but I've been wanting to like fully watch it forever. So I finally got the DVD, and I'm really excited to like binge through this and
Hmm.
see where it goes. Cause
Cool.
yeah, it's the animation's really far ahead of its time. It's really cool.
Hmm.
If you like Little Witch Academia, I'd highly recommend it. But yeah, I forgot I bought this. I just
Oh.
saw it. I'm like, I literally got it today in the mail. I was just on my pile of mail stuff. I'm like, oh right, I should recommend that because
Hmm.
yeah,
Cool.
because yeah, I didn't have anything else to say about Jose. I didn't think you did either.
Yeah, me either.
No.
No, I'm done.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that's
think
that's
that.
it. I got nothing else.
Yeah, that's about it for this week. So yeah, it's been another episode of Shenanimegans. You can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Sasam and watch the episodes live on Monday nights, usually. You can also, or you can watch it on YouTube at twitch.tv or shenanimegans.moe. I'll take you to our YouTube channel. You can subscribe there.
I
Yeah.
didn't update. I didn't upload last episode. You even reminded me. I just
Yeah.
have. I've been too busy playing Starlink. Oh no.
Yeah. It's
I
understandable.
played like 6 hours already, and I'm still in the beginning area because I'm just like 100%ing planets instead of doing shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can also join our Discord at shenanigans.moe/Discord, or you can follow us on Twitter at SaySomeBots and at that lastly. You can hear about us playing Starlink or whatever on Twitter there. So we'll probably post about it. So yeah, that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you later.
Have a great night or day or whatever whenever you're watching this.
Yeah. See ya.